We are still in May, but judging by the box office success and overall social media buzz, 2026 is turning out to be a great year for horror films. If 2025 was the year of mainstream horror films like Weapons or the award-seasoned favorite Sinners, 2026 can be regarded as the comeback of low-budget horror cinema. Films like Hokum, Ready or Not 2, or the recent box office sensation Obsession are just a few of the low-budget horror films that turned out to be great cinematic experiences for horror movie fans this year. Passenger, directed by Norwegian horror maestro Andre Øvredal, who previously directed the massively underrated The Autopsy of Jane Doe and the atmospheric horror The Voyage of the Demeter, is the latest addition in the list. Starring Jacob Scipio, Lou Yobel, and Melissa Leo in the lead, this film is a purely immersive, nightmarish experience with breathtaking set pieces and a kick-ass monster to wrap it all up. Shot in and around two locations of Washington State, Enumclaw Expo Center and Grand Coulee, the film has breathtaking wide shots of the desolate highways, which further elevates the horror. However, what begins as an atmospheric slow-burn horror film turns into a chaotic and scary ride as we reach the climax. The climax in particular can be a bit confusing for the audience as compared to the rest of the film, but not to worry, we've got you covered. In this video, we will unpack the ending of the film and also try to decode the real meaning of the supernatural creature at the heart of the film. But before that, spoiler warning for those of you who still haven't watched the film. Now, without further delay, let's dive into the video. What is the film all about? Before going into the ending, let's talk briefly about the plot of the film. It begins with a brief but scary prologue where we see two friends, Lucas and Daniel, getting attacked by a supernatural entity in the highway in the night during their brief pit stop. The entity kills Daniel and is on his way to kill Lucas as he starts driving in a desperate attempt to get away from the spirit. However, the entity soon catches up with him. After the prologue, we meet the main characters of the film, a young couple named Maddie and Tyler. They abandon their luxury Brooklyn apartment and their expensive lifestyle to live a life on the road in their RV. Their plan is to move across the long and winding American highways and embrace a life of wanderers with a Bob Ross bobblehead and a St. Christopher medallion by their side. This early part of the film plays out like a relationship drama and focuses on the couple. After they have successfully spent 6 weeks on the road, they decide to go to one of the nearby hot springs. During their journey in the night, the couple encounters a broken down car in the middle of the road and stops to help. Turns out this is the same car from the prologue. Soon the couple discovers a scared and hurt Lucas. Tyler tries to help Lucas, but he dies inside the car by the explosion of the airbags. Meanwhile, Maddie also starts feeling an uncanny presence around her, in the car as well as in the darkness. Realizing that something is not right, the couple ran away from the spot. Back in a motel, Maddie realizes that there has been something wrong with the dashcam footages in the accident spot. They also discover 3 scratch marks on their van, the same scratch marks that were also present in the trunk of Lucas's car. In a local van meet, Maddie discovers the 3 scratch marks again in a notice board, along with flyers of missing people on the road. Maddie meets Diana, a fellow traveler who tells her that they shouldn't have stopped at night in the middle of the road. The couple discovers soon after that some evil spirit has latched onto them from the spot of the accident. Whether they can shake off that apparition or succumb to his evil ways is what the rest of the film revolves around. Who is Passenger? In what is one of the film's most effective set pieces, Maddie gets spooked out by the evil spirit in a gym parking lot, but is ultimately saved by Tyler's St. Christopher medallion, after which she decides to find out more about the nature of this entity. With the help of a book named Haunted Highways of America and internet, Maddie finds out that the 3 scratches is used as a sign to warn fellow travelers that it is not safe to stop at that place. In Hobo Code, the secret language of the nomads, the symbol means that an evil entity, colloquially known as the Passenger, is nearby. If one stops at night, the Passenger accepts the invite and wreaks havoc in their lives. Maddie also discovers that in the past years there have been many accidents in the highway, with 3 scratch marks in the car. Later, after a couple of encounters with the spirit, including one during a romantic Roman holiday driveway screening, Tyler and Maddie drag to Flagstaff to take the help of Diana. Diana tells them that the Passenger is the devil from hell itself, itself, an age-old entity who kills its victims within a couple of days of possessing them. Since it's not killing them, it means he is enjoying their suffering. The Passenger is a mixture of classic horror villains like Leatherface, Michael Myers, Annabelle/Valak from the Conjuring films, or Samara Morgan from the Ring remake, and iconic screen psychopaths like Hannibal Lecter or Norman Bates, who kill just for the fun of it. In fact, the filmmaker Andre Øvredal is seemingly inspired by the serial killer from the road movie The Hitcher, who is in relentless pursuit of innocent victims throughout the film. Similarly, to make sure one is safe from the Passenger, one can't stop in the middle of the night, even during an accident. The Passenger latches on to people who are afraid of them and derives pleasure by killing them brutally. But the Passenger is not a mere evil spirit with powers of telekinesis and illusion. If you take on a closer look at the film, the entity takes on a much deeper meaning for the protagonists. The film can also be thought of as a relationship parable, and the Passenger can be regarded as the representation of uncertainty and fear of Maddie regarding her future with Tyler. Although this is not apparent from the start, the film carefully sprinkles certain clues in the screenplay regarding the uncertain nature of their relationship. In the early parts, much before their encounter with the Passenger, Tyler's romantic proposal to Maddie is interrupted by a loud knock on the van door by the neighborhood watch. Just before their encounter with the spirit, the ring falls from Maddie's hands into the floor of the car. Although she reclaims it soon after, the fall of the ring is parallel with the entry of the evil, which also prefigures the deterioration of Tyler and Maddie's relationship later. Also, in the Roman holiday screening sequence, Maddie expresses her doubt regarding the sustainability of their hobo lifestyle and her desire to have a permanent home with Tyler, soon after which the Passenger comes in and interrupts their romantic getaway. Therefore, apart from being the staple horror villain, the Passenger also becomes the manifestation of the insecurities that are troubling their relationship, and they can only let go of their relationship problems by confronting the entity once and for all. The significance of St. Christopher and the ending explained. After their conversation with Diana, they realize that the only way that can escape the wrath of the Passenger is to take shelter in the Church of St. Christopher, the patron saint of the travelers. As mentioned earlier, in the parking lot, Maddie was saved by the St. Christopher medallion as well, so they begin their journey of looking for the church, the only catch being it is located in a dead-end road in the middle of the desert. After the unfortunate death of Diana in the hands of the Passenger, the couple start their journey to defeat the impossible, with a lot of medallions decorated inside the van. The death of Diana further points out to the invincible nature of the Passenger, who will kill anyone he will try to interrupt with his chosen prey. During their journey, Tyler finds out through the internet that the Passenger is actually a demon who once traveled with St. Christopher disguised as a monk, but St. Christopher discovered his true self when he discovered him being afraid of a cross at a roadside. The film also opens with a prayer of St. Christopher, which also reveals that the patron saint is the guiding light which will help destroy the demonic entity. Soon after, the couple finds themselves in the middle of the night and realizes that the devil is desperate to finish off its victims. In the climax, the film takes on the shape of a biblical confrontation, with the couple trying to find the church in the middle of the darkness while the Passenger is trying to kill them. After a brilliantly crafted chase and lots of Catholic imagery, Maddie successfully kills the devil inside the church by impaling him with a staff which was carried by St. Christopher. The encounter causes the destruction of the church and the van as well. The biblical allegory comes full circle as the patron saint of travelers helps in the destruction of the entity that has haunted and killed travelers throughout the ages. After the death of the devil, the couple reunites outside the burning church and reconciles their relationship as the emergency services arrive to pick them up. They decide to abandon the van life and now settle in an apartment. The destruction of the entity finally helps the couple to negotiate their priority and make them realize that regardless of anything, they will have each other to rely on. They might have abandoned the van life, but they are ready for their next adventure together. The ending of the film doesn't just finish off the devil, but also signifies a new chapter in the relationship of Tyler and Maddie. So, this is all from my side. Let us know what you thought of Passenger and the ending in particular in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.